Jake and Marisa back again for more live reactions to Power Rangers Dino Supercharged. And special guest star, Peggy! You guys don't know who Peggy is. Peggy is a good friend of ours. Peggy, up until recently, has been working with me at the school. You can say hi to the people.
Hi guys!
If there are any students who are watching right now, they know who Peggy is.
But I'm sure they don't call her Peggy.
No, they call her Miss Peggy.
Miss Peggy.
Miss Peggy.
You know you're married.
They still do though.
Yeah. Peggy
doesn't watch
introduce
Power Rangers
yourself
at all.
I don't know if you have anything you'd like to say to the people out in the world.
Actually, there is a Power Rangers car in my basement that belonged to one of my kids way back when. A pink Power Rangers car.
It's one of those.
Send you a photo. Yeah.
Yeah, you've told me about it before. It's one of those like.
Yes, and I tried to get it back in working order, but apparently.
Yeah, it's like one of those little like
like the toddlers.
Power Wheels.
Yeah, Power Wheels. That was it. Yes.
It's got the emblem on the hood.
Yes.
Yes, I'll have to take a picture.
That was probably a Mighty Morphin thing, because there was Mighty Morphin everything. They had Mighty Morphin Barbie dolls and everything. Like they weren't technically Barbie dolls.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
Somebody has a collection.
Yeah, they did it for Kimberly, Trini, and Aisha.
Yeah, and somebody, I forget who it was, but I saw it on the Twitter. They recently completed their collection by getting the joint box of Kimberly and
Aisha. I think I don't know. I think there may have been
Kimberly and Trini because they had already
I think they may have done I think they may have done joint boxes for both.
Whatever it was, they had already had all the single ones, but
yeah.
Their collection wasn't complete until they also had an unopened joint box.
Yes.
So, yeah, I've seen those.
So we should clarify why it's been so long between videos.
Yeah.
That's been a thing.
So you know how we moved?
Yes. And when you move, there's a whole thing with, getting new cable, which we've been living here for almost 2 months and we have no cable yet.
And the last time we made videos, our cable hadn't quite been canceled at our previys dwelling yet.
So we still had the sign-in for the Nick.com, so we could do the thing with the you sign into the website, what was your cable provider? Oh, it's blah, blah, blah. And then we can watch the Power Rangers.
But then we were completely out, so we closed our cable account.
Yes. And so when we closed our cable account, we didn't have access to the newest episodes on Nick.com.
So we've had to wait 5 weeks.
For the episode 13 to finally hit. Yeah, it's mid-October now. It's like late October now.
Somebody actually commented on that on the last video you made, that it
because it's like September 17th was the last time you did the thing. Yeah. Well, there was also the fact that it took all of September to move. That was ridiculous.
I can verify that.
Yeah, you saw me.
I did.
I was loopy.
He was a zombie.
Mm-hmm. I was doing like 3 hours. I was doing like 3 hours of driving every day on like 3 hours of sleep. It was not a good thing. Because I kept going back to get more stuff.
At the very end, I wouldn't let you drive anymore, and I drove you.
Yes.
Which resulted in me sleeping over in the walk-in closet.
That was terrible. But yes, but we managed to get all the stuff out of there. We managed to get everything filmed for year 3 that needed to be filmed in the apartment.
For Database Rangers Power
Reviews. Because that was one of the big things, was not just getting everything out of the apartment, but making sure we got all the filming we needed out of the apartment. Now, there's still some other things that are set in the apartment that we're going to film in the new film studio room that is currently full of boxes.
Second bedroom is now film studio.
Yeah.
But
so
we'll be able to recreate the set in there as needed. Yes. That particular portion of it, at least. All of our couch shots we can do in there because we have a color match wall on the couch.
Yeah.
Oh, the color match.
Yeah, we got the color match paint, so we're going to be doing the color match painting on the wall once we can move enough boxes from the wall to paint it.
We got to unpack some more.
There's so much unpacking to do. But yeah,
you can see I've done some since last
time. So I did not have any time to even sit at my computer for the hour it takes for me to just check over for bleeps to put in for.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We told Peggy
about the swear jar,
but he also bleeps.
I always bleep him out with a little ding.
Because this is a G-rated conversation.
Yes, I figure we try to make it friendly for anyone who does actually want who Power Rangers is actually intended for, and not just
okay, so not G-rated. It's rated what, Y8?
Y7, I believe, is the thing.
Y7.
Yeah, you can see in the little corner of the screen.
Yeah, Y7. So this
right
stream is Y7.
Yes, I try to keep it Y7. I try to keep just like Power Reviews and Power Rangers Grid Defense, all Y7. So yeah, so that was a whole thing all through us. So I didn't even have an hour to sit down on my computer just to watch through, because I couldn't even do that. Otherwise, I probably would have fallen asleep halfway through. And then when I was done moving everything,
you were behind on grading.
I was behind on grading because grading was done the next week, and so I didn't sleep that week.
Pile.
Oh my god! Yeah, I still got a huge pile of stuff to grade. I had like 3 tests in the last 3 days. And so then it was like, okay, I think my grades are locked out.
Ready to do this.
Ready to do this. And then it's like, Parents' Day weekend is here. What? When did that happen?
Oh, I thought we were skipping straight to, we're ready to do this, we can't log into nick.com.
Yes. And then finally, Parents' Day weekend happened. So I ran the talent show where I did the whole performance.
And got ambushed into doing a rendition of Guns and Ships from Hamilton.
That was...
tricky.
Yes. That was... Yes, that is... everything that I'm saying, you can verify.
I can, because I thought it was a trick.
Yes.
Actually, it was a trick.
It was a trick, but it was a trick on me.
It was a trick on you.
Yes. Yeah, I was running lights and sounds, which involved literally running up and down between the front and the back of the auditorium.
You could say front of house mix and back of house lights.
Yeah, because that was the only way I could set things up. So then all of a sudden, before the final dance number of the talent show, it's like,
we're having some technical difficulties.
I'm like, how can there be technical? I'm all of tech. How can there be technical difficulties? They're like, can Mr. Brody come on? They're like, yeah. So, Mr. Brody. I'm like, yeah. You want to perform for us? I'm like, what?
So they made him do...
Well, they made me do a morph, because specifically the Jungle Fury morph. They love the Jungle Fury morph because that involves the most movement. So they really love the Jungle... So I did a Jungle Fury morph, and then I performed Guns and Ships from Hamilton, because I know that song at speed. I will not subject that to you guys right now. You know how quickly I can speak from the Ask DBs. I can do ridiculous things within like a minute's time. But yeah, fastest song from Hamilton, I can do all the lyrics super speed. I can do like the first 1 minute 20 in like 45 seconds, which is, that should not be a thing, because that's the fastest song ever put on Broadway. Anyway, so I performed that.
Closely followed by Not Getting Married Today from Company.
Yes, that is.
Which I can do.
I think it's the difference between like 6.2 and 6.3 like words per second.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So yeah, then the next day I had, parent-teacher conferences, and they were like, oh, we enjoyed your performance yesterday. Where'd you learn to do that? I'm like, I listened to a lot of Hamilton.
My fault.
Yes, that is entirely your fault. So then there was the parent-teacher conferences. Also, right after that, my parents came to visit. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. So we spent. So I also was spending time that week cleaning up the apartment.
Only our scripted stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if they're watching. I think they watch a bit of it.
Because your mom likes to watch your editing and script writing. But...
That's true. They do prefer that, but they'll occasionally check in on those. So they're like, oh, you're so cute.
Hi, in-laws.
But,
right then.
Yeah. So then after that was when we finally checked on .com. So that's a quick.
We couldn't do it, and now we can, and we have Peggy, and Peggy brought popcorn.
Peggy brought popcorn. We have popcorn. Like, never have popcorn in these things.
Yes.
Have to have popcorn.
And your Dr. Pepper's out of reach.
Oh, yes.
Yours is mine is way over there. Okay. Yes, we brought a little bit of soda here.
And I have my contractually obligated ball to do.
Yes.
So cheers. We've got popcorn.
Cheers.
We've got soda. And we've got Power Rangers.
Yes. So.
Here, give me that before you need
I know that all you guys, you lucky people out there, you're like 5 episodes ahead of me. We gotta play catch up. First, we gotta get cable sorted out, which hopefully I gotta email that guy again.
Yeah, you do, because I'm still on.
Because here's the thing, we can't just get cable because we live at a school, so we gotta get it through the school's account. And for whatever reason,
because technically speaking, we don't have our own address.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know if
it's
the
a
cable
sub-account
company's
on the school's account.
If the cable company's not getting back to the right people, or the right people aren't getting in touch with the cable. I don't know.
The same guy is the one who's supposed to put my computer in the system so that I'm not
on
student internet
I
anymore.
haven't even talked to him about that.
Blocked.
Really, because I'm trying to get the cable
I was trying to watch Netflix last night, and then midway through something, I was like, wow, it's been buffering along. Oh.
11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock.
Wireless shuts off on the student.
Yep.
So we
I'm
haven't
not seeing the end of this episode.
So yeah. I'm that guy, and I haven't been able to watch any Power Rangers.
Okay, well,
I've also been just super busy with a bunch of things as well.
So Jake's gonna move forward to the laptop.
Super close up on my face. Yes, super close up on my face. There we go. Here we go.
And we're gonna put it on.
Okay, so it should be coming out of the audio now. Yes.
Season 6, episode 13, A Recipe for Disaster.
Yes, I forgot to name the Recipe for Disaster. Episode 13.
I just said it.
Sorry. You got the volume?
Volume. Yes, I do. Here you go, babe.
Yes.
Now, not only does Peggy not watch this season, Peggy hasn't watched Power Rangers in a long time. So
No,
she's probably
really
gonna have
long
some
time.
really interesting,
Yeah.
really interesting points of view. Yeah, well, as we were saying earlier in our other discussion, the narrative of children's television has gotten a lot more complex.
Ooh, what's happening?
Long ago, when your good energems were created, the evil residue left behind became the dark energem. It is the one thing that can cripple the power of the 10 energems. It was hidden deep within a planet called Sentai 6.
Sentai?
News Warlord discovered its location.
Okay, Peggy, Sentai is the name of the series that they stole all the footage from.
Japanese Power Rangers is called Sentai.
Really? Uh-huh.
Now that the dark energem has resurfaced, the Silver Ranger needs all the help we can give him to destroy it.
I'm afraid he was right. And that's why all of the data on our Zords and Megazords has been transferred to the Silver Ranger. Until we know his location, there's simply nothing more we can do.
And now theme's on time. Yeah.
Dino Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers. In a world, I'm full of strife. We must fight to survive. Try to break the chains that divide. There is only one chance to take the right stance. Hold tight, keep the power alive. Go, go, Power Rangers, don't you ever stop. Go, go, Power Rangers, you will rise up to the top. Rangers forever, Dino charge, all together.
Bottom.
Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Dino charge. I still kind of want that.
Yeah, those things are good.
I don't know what secret project. Maybe purple.
Yeah, you said that.
So this is your invincible monster.
Your Jesus is down by your feet now.
Okay.
Or your...
Sorry.
So if you remember anything about original Power Rangers, these green-headed guys in paisley are basically putties. The silver jumpsuit guys.
Yeah.
Just go... So they're the basic moves.
Play the next fight. Those spitefuls never stood a chance, but Fortress can counter any Megazord move ever. Watch.
And Suit Dude with the blue hair is basically Rita.
Impressive.
Repulsa.
Yeah.
Except that you won't be there to call out the moves during the battle. No, but you will. Once he's magna beamed into a giant, you'll have a cockpit inside him.
This guy's kind of like
Just like
Pinster.
the Rangers Megazords.
This plan guy.
Monster Megazord. I like it.
That'll be fun. You basically
So
get
instead of being in high school, they all work at a dinosaur museum.
What is happening?
What may I serve you?
What is happening?
Bronto burger, please, and for dessert. Oh,
And this is a casual restaurant, so we're not sure what is going on here.
excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-censored.
This is like...
No, this is a casual burger bar. Something's gone very wrong here.
Is the pavlova done yet? Catherine Allister, the food critic, just ordered a slice.
You're a museum!
Good try.
Yeah, we're having some quality control issues.
Quality control issues.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Perfect.
What? Oh.
That's CG cake on his face.
Yep.
That looks alright.
They do not know how to do
Don't worry,
souffle.
I've double checked every ingredient this time. Whipped cream, fruit. Let's go.
This thing better be good, Chase.
Wait,
One
the
bad
food is called
personality and
pavlovia?
cafe shut down.
Are they trying to make her salivate?
I guess. I don't know what's happening.
Pavlova. It's our favorite dessert of my home country, New Zealand.
Oh God, no.
It's gonna blow up on her.
What was that? Well, you know, it
She's wearing
looks
glasses
so
on.
good that my
Like
stomach started
Yeah.
growling. Yes.
Alright,
This burger joint is inside.
Because it's the only
inside the
practical
museum.
cake explosion. That was a practical cake explosion.
Yeah.
The rest of them were CG.
Now is Pavlova handbag.
Coda!
Cafe is
Oh,
about
Coda.
to receive the
Okay,
worst
so Coda is
review
adorably
I've ever
naive
given.
because he
Please
is
give
in
us
fact a
another chance.
time-displaced caveman.
Yes.
Kid in the blue shirt is a time-displaced.
Yeah. You like if you and you look at him. You
Look
can,
at him, I can tell.
Yeah, when you know what to look for.
Yeah.
No second chance.
He's a very gentle caveman as well. Also, the guy in the white shirt is a time-displaced knight.
What are
Yes.
you doing? This is a sterile laboratory.
What?
Sorry, Miss Morgan.
The rest of them are modern
100%
kids.
sure we followed the Pavlova recipe precisely this
What
time.
is this
Hey,
plot line?
digital scale, we're trying to get it right, down to the nano ounce. Hey, Miss Morgan, thanks for letting us use your equipment. Huh?
You didn't ask. Wait. Oh, you dropped all the eggs in her lab.
Oh no, 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 no!
It's in her handbag.
We didn't find anything when
That's
we
the
cleaned
source of
up.
his powers.
That means...
He can't morph without that.
Oh, that's...
It's in her handbag. Guys, I'll be right back. Don't worry.
Hey, Sinchi's back, I think maybe.
Yes, he does have a spaceship that looks like the Epcot ball.
Yeah. Except he calls it a flaming asteroid, even though it's clearly an Epcot ball.
Technically known
Ooh.
as a geodesic.
New baddies.
Silence to wing. Well, speaking of trash,
Plus the
look who's
guy who
here.
drives the ship.
It's Heckle and his motley crew.
So the one on the far left is the guy whose geodesic spirit is.
How dare you return
The other
to
two
my
are
planet,
running.
Singe? He came on my command. I am Lord Arcanon.
Oh, he's got the book. The book with the dark energy.
Sledge to capture an army for me.
Oh, it's true. Sledge worked for a monster named Arcanon. The only monster he was ever afraid of.
Sledge's monsters and his ship are mine. I have come to pay
So the human dude with the blue hair?
my prisoners, including you, Heckle. You
Oh my God.
Okay, there was an original Big Bag that got eliminated, and this guy stepped up to take his place. Now, the original guy's boss just showed up. And by the way, everybody on that spaceship were all prisoners.
Yeah.
The original dude was a bounty hunter, and that
So,
includes this dude.
This guy was a prisoner of the bounty hunter from last season. When the bounty hunter got destroyed, he took over as the most powerful prisoner. But now the guy who hired the bounty hunter showed up.
Oh, by the way, that's the blue-haired guy.
Yeah, he transforms. He's got a split personality.
That's
So-
what he's Heckle and Snide.
Yeah, when he's steampunk guy, he's Heckle, and that form is called Snide.
Well, you'd think it'd be the other way around because Heckle is pretty snide.
But first, let's show these cretins what you've got.
Oh my!
Oh no! More destruction in the abandoned buildings
But
district.
I have more than just my own powers. I have stolen the Ranger's technology. Summon the Zords. Yes, my lord.
What? You have Zord?
Wait,
Oh my! Oh my!
where did you get a Dino Charger?
Well, I think that just answered something on my.
The Silver Ranger is not the Silver Ranger.
Yeah, there we go.
You don't know what
He was acting a little hinky in that video chat.
Yeah, it was.
beginning.
What is it, Miss Morgan?
I think I said something to that effect when they said, "Hey,
Yeah, we were both saying that.
y'all just got catfished."
What is going
Remember
on?
she said at the beginning that she'd send all their
Yeah.
data to
Yeah.
the Silver Ranger?
Yep.
She sent all their data to that dude.
I just can't get over how different this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not this is not Mighty Morphin.
Yeah. I mean, ooh.
Lord Arcanon, we're controlling a Megazord. Excellent.
Villains in the Megazord. Oh my.
Impossible.
During the Plesio cockpit? No way.
I'll destroy Snide and the Rangers with their own Megazord.
Who's this Lord Arcanon creep?
And how are they doing this? I don't know. But I'm going to find out.
Oh, yeah.
Megazord wrecking ball.
She's the Purple Ranger.
How is Arcanon battling monsters with our Megazord?
We have to Get up there.
I warn Chase.
And in the history of all the best Rangers, she started off as the tech support, like the alpha kind of character.
Yeah.
She didn't become a Ranger until way later.
Yeah, she became a Ranger at the end of the last season. That was the season.
After having been, mission control for a very long time.
Yeah.
So, those are always my favorite. When the science geek who runs things from the back of the scenes gets to go out in the field.
Yeah.
She still doesn't go out very often because she's not part of the primary team.
Oh. Wow, Fortress is
But when it's all hands on deck, there she goes.
Singe, you've become weak. Restore the technology to all the Rangers.
Do you look a little bit like the Statue of Liberty?
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
My lord, it'll be a Zord stampede.
Oh, golly.
Be careful, everyone.
She's got a couple of, like...
Zords have just been activated.
I love the props in the lab. Like, yeah. He's still following the cake lady.
Oh yeah, because she has his energy. He needs to track her down.
Ma'am! Ma'am, wait up!
Okay, if he can summon his energy from the collecting thing on the wall where it sits, why can't he summon it now? He's in range.
Yeah.
He should be able to do that handy zoop thing.
That's true.
Fine, if it'll get rid of you, be my guest.
Manager!
Happy now?
Yeah. I don't know what...
Look out!
Oh, now he's got a second chance to give her the pie.
Okay, you need to get somewhere safe.
Such a weird subplot.
Wait, I want to help you. You said you followed your pavlova recipe exactly.
Yeah, a bunch of times. I'm sure, but I don't know what went wrong.
Repeating the same process with the same ingredients over and over is not going to get you a different result. Mix things up. Trust your Kiwi ingenuity, okay?
Okay, alright, we'll do. Now go.
Don't worry about me.
Kiwi characters happen every now and then because they're actually only in New Zealand.
Yeah.
So,
And actually, the fact that he's the first Ranger where the character is literally from New Zealand. We've had plenty of New Zealand actors who pretend to be American, but he's actually a New Zealand actor playing New Zealand.
now, let's not forget the time that they let one of the Kiwis play in Australia. They couldn't quite cover his accent.
I think...
Lanzander.
No, I believe he actually was Australian.
Oh.
And then, of course, there's New Zealanders being Scottish, which is fantastic.
And then you've got Dr. K.
Oh, 2 Megazords? We've got to stop them. Try calling your
Who's
Zord.
New Zealander
This guy's
trying to do sort of a
Whoa, that did not work.
We not have control
What's
over
that guy
Zords.
from MASH?
Head to the city center.
the hoity-toity one who's from New England who has that sort of
Oh, no. Oh, this is interesting. We're not doing any
Charles
advertisements
Winchester
like we
III.
used to.
That's right. So we've got a Kiwi trying to do Charles Winchester III and coming out somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, Pacific. Yeah. Because Dr. K doesn't sound like any accent that actually fits.
No, she doesn't.
But she's not going for either. She's going for more Charles Winchester III.
She's just trying to be very proper.
Very proper New England.
All of them,
Yeah.
my lord. We haven't tried the Titanozord.
Forget it, Doomwing. The Dino charges you made are useless. We came here for the Energems. I have a new plan to get them. Follow me.
As you wish, my lord. We're not done with you, Snide.
The bad guys have been trying to get a hold of the Energems all the whole show.
Yeah.
They're not only the source of the Rangers' powers, they're also the
Dino
MacGuffin.
charger? Hey guys, what?
The Zords are empty. Maybe we can control them now.
So those guys are the primary team that are hanging out there. There's also the
That monster will destroy our Zords.
We must stop it.
Graphite.
Morphin time!
What about the graphic?
There's the Graphite Ranger, the Aqua Ranger, and the Purple Ranger, who are not present right now.
Yeah. And the Silver Ranger is super mysterious. And
They got catfished by someone claiming to be the Silver Ranger, but we haven't actually seen the real Silver Ranger.
yeah, well, we're pretty sure that's what happened. We don't know the details.
I think they got catfished.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty. But he might have had. It might have been someone who has the Silver Ranger powers through some other means.
Fair enough.
I don't know. We don't know the details of it. We know the Silver Ranger asked for information on older Zords at the end of the last episode. They sent the Silver Ranger information on older Zords at the beginning of this episode, and now the bad guys have access to older Zords, so that suggests the Silver Ranger is not really the Silver Ranger. And actually, I recognized voice-wise, which one of the characters seemed to match the voice of the Silver Ranger.
The Graphite Ranger is actually royalty in another country, so he's not around very often because he's busy being royalty.
Yeah.
The Aqua Ranger is the Red Ranger's long-lost archaeologist father.
Geologist.
Who acts more like an archaeologist.
Yeah.
And of course, the Purple Ranger is Kendall, who's busy at the science. Incidentally, the Gold Ranger, the time displaced knight, is a time displaced knight of the country
That the prince is prince of.
It knows all our
that the
attacks.
royalty is.
That
That
means
the Graphite
logically, we
Ranger is
can't
royalty.
beat it. No way. We just
It's a
have to keep
fictitious
trying. Hold on.
It's called Xandar.
It's just like the pavlova recipe.
Chase, what are you talking about?
If we keep doing the same thing, we won't get a different result. They
New
know
combination.
all our Megazord combinations, so we need a new combination.
New combination!
Let's use a little Kiwi ingenuity.
I was wondering how that was going to link.
I've been working on a new formation. It's not ready yet. I'll need some time.
Got it. We'll hold them off as long as we can with a Titano-charged Megazord. Let's do this! Dino Charger, ready! Summon Titanozord!
There's our number 10.
Titanozord!
And the big guy.
He's basically
It's a Titanosaurus, but fair enough, legit.
It's one of those long necks. Yeah. As they were called in those long necks.
That's true. I love one. There we go. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Let's do this!
That's their newest sword that was only introduced a few episodes ago. So they haven't really got a chance to play with this guy much yet.
Stop our attack!
Yeah, they fished it out of the bottom range.
Yep.
It's only a matter of time before I destroy
When their dinosaur dude did a really good impression of Moses.
Oh no! We can't hold it that much
Really?
longer!
Split the water of the lake.
Hey, Kendall.
Kendall's here!
Guys, the new combination's done. It needs your first 5 Zords plus Titana.
Wow, you're awesome, Miss Morgan! Yeah, we're on it!
I'm not sure
Guys,
why you needed to drive the motorcycle to tell him that, but it's good to see you in costume.
Yeah.
Woo!
Good job, Miss Morgan.
Hey.
What's this new combination called?
Yeah, half of them call him
Dino
Miss Morgan
Charge
because
Ultrazord.
Awesome!
Recharge Ultra Sword!
Activate Dino
I love
Charge
Ultra
Ultrazord!
at first she was basically their
Whoa!
boss.
Got a bad feeling about this!
Well, she's still basically their boss.
Yeah, but some of them's like she's really close with, like, for example, Coda. Well, no. Whoa.
Dino Charge
Coda
Ultrazord!
calls him Morgan too.
She's still supposed to be like your age.
Nine, you're
She's supposed to be about 5 years old.
Okay, so only about a little.
The actress is the same age as them.
In other words,
But she plays.
they're
She
all,
plays.
you know, like college freshman age, and she's all like just out of college.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the idea is that most of them are supposed to be about 18, and she's supposed to be mid-20s.
So she's out doing her job, whereas most of them are.
Let's see what this thing can do!
Supposedly this is taking place over 2 summers, and they actually went back to their classes in the middle of.
I don't think that actually. I think
Well,
2
Shelby
years.
went to her classes.
Yeah, but she's referring to it as summer school. Somehow 2 years are happening over the course of 1 summer. Don't try to make sense of timelines and Power Rangers.
Uh-oh!
Raptor slash!
He's back to being heckled in the cockpit, and it's not working out very well for him.
I think Snide ran out of power. Hey, he's actually wearing his goggles as goggles. He like never does that. They're always just around his neck.
Except when they're on his forehead.
See how you handle this, Ethel! Dino Super Drive Saber!
He sometimes have them in like his hairstyle, but not very often. because they're dinosaur rangers.
Wrench! Your minions left at the first sign of trouble.
Yeah.
But do not worry. We stuck around.
Oh my. Heckle, you're in trouble.
Let me help you out. No!
Oh, okay.
Pathetic.
He's just lifting him up.
You belong to me, Heckle. Lock him up again.
I warned you my boss had a bad temper.
Well, that's not good.
It's a perfect replica of what you built, Miss Morgan. So they had enough data to create Dino chargers.
But how did Arcanon get the information?
You sent it to him!
One person who has our data.
Yeah.
Silver Ranger.
There's no way the Silver Ranger gave Arcanon the data. That would be evil.
The Silver Energem would never have bonded with anyone evil.
That must mean the Silver Ranger's been captured.
Then we've got to find a way to rescue him.
Now the Dino Bite Cafe is...
Yeah.
May I take your order?
A slice of pavlova, please.
Who's here?
Hold the explosion.
And the final touch?
The New Zealand touches in the show are so random and hilarious.
Pavlova. A slice on the house for you, ma'am. And this time, it's my grandma's recipe.
Why didn't you use your grandma's
That's so
recipe?
much better.
Wait, you never tried your grandmother's recipe? Where did you get the previous recipe?
Well, it's not exploding.
I have
Have glasses on.
this is probably like
Safe.
this is probably the hammiest cast in a long time, if not of all time.
Yeah, you missed the bodyguard
I
with the
suggest
really
you make
long
another
fingernails that made cat noises.
You'll be needing it and many more once my review is published. It tastes like a slice of New Zealand.
Did she say tastes like a slice of New Zealand?
Thank you.
Great job, Chase.
Heckle's going back.
I heard you love solitary confinement.
Oh yeah, that's where they were keeping
Look
her.
at this.
What's happening?
Don't worry, Heckle. I kicked out all the dungeon rats. But they'll probably come back. Listen up! Lord Arcanon is in control now. You'll do as he says, or deal with me! Heckle is nothing but a headache. I say we destroy him. No, he'll behave as long as I have this. What about the Rangers? None of them will survive.
Oh my. That's. Oh, we've officially changed up the status quo on that front.
Yeah. Yeah, Heckle's no longer in charge. So that's going to be some interesting ramifications.
Yep. So random. It came out of. I love how they were treating it as if it's like a serious upscale. Like, have you ever been to like like a museum and you go to the food court in the museum? That's where they live. That's where they work.
Okay, good. It's not going to try and autoplay anything.
Oh, there's nothing it can autoplay.
Fair enough.
It doesn't have access to anything. I am surprised that there were no ads though. That was interesting.
That was interesting.
I think this is the first time we've done a live reaction with no ads. Because I like to make sure that I'm doing these through official channels. I don't want to go looking for that. Because I don't want to be doing Yankee stuff on the YouTube channel.
So we either have it on DVR or we watch it from Nick.com.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we can't watch
Official
it live
sources.
because I'm at work.
Yes. You have to
I work
go
on
and have
Saturdays.
that job of yours.
So Nick.com, you have to have.
So you select your
Anything
TV
the cable
provider.
login, or you have to wait 5 weeks.
So
So next week, episode
14
should be available for us.
Yes.
But if you had it, 14, 15, 16, and 17 would all be available right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not sure if 17. I think it's actually 15, 16, and the Halloween episode.
Oh, excuse me.
Ooh,
Because the Halloween episode came out. That's always a clip show. But from what I understand,
With an interesting framing device.
It should be an interesting framing device this year. They've been pretty good on the interesting framing devices with last year, so I think they'll do a good job this year too. Last year, the 2 clip shows, one was there is a memory stealing monster who teamed up with a body doubling monster. So they kidnapped a ranger and
replaced him with his doppelganger.
Yeah.
While interrogating the first one with the memory stealing monster.
So the thing was that it was at a Halloween party, and they all happened to be wearing the same type of ghost costume.
Yep.
So you didn't actually know which ranger got kidnapped, and so you didn't know which ranger was the fake ranger.
Yeah.
So they had to go through a whole thing of interrogating each of the rangers to figure out who was the real ranger. So that was the excuse for the clips of past events. So fairly clever.
That's pretty good.
Framing device for past
Like,
events.
ask me a question that only I would know the answer to.
Yeah. Although they did a really poor job of picking good questions. It's like, no, you asked how they defeated a monster. Of course the bad guys are going to know how their own monsters got defeated. That's just a poor choice of question.
Plus, what was your teddy bear's name?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't matter because it was a memory-stealing monster anyway.
Oh, so it doesn't matter.
But so the whole point was kind of moved.
Didn't the whole thing actually get blown open because one of the ones that usually calls her Miss Morgan called her Kendall?
No. One of the ones that usually calls her Kendall called her Miss Morgan instead, because Coda is always like, "Thank you, Kendall." It's like, no, it's Miss, and he's the and
yeah.
It was.
He's always been allowed to call her Kendall.
Yeah, because his.
Because he's proper.
Well, he's a caveman.
He's a caveman.
Oh, he's a caveman. Okay.
Yeah.
The caveman's always just called her Kendall.
Yes.
Pretty much everyone else, she insisted on calling her Miss Morgan.
So the monster was jumping on that bandwagon with the Miss Morgan, so that was the tip off. But
she get the stick out of her butt around the same time she became a ranger. So now they occasionally call her. Now they all occasionally call her Kendall.
Yeah, and then the Christmas episode.
She's okay with that.
The Christmas episode was hilarious because the monsters stole Santa Claus's computer.
Oh.
Which apparently tells who's
naughty and nice.
Who's naughty and nice. So they were looking up Santa Claus's records on the Rangers to try and figure out where their base was. So they were going through all the clips, and then each set of clips would be like Green Ranger, nice.
And then eventually, didn't one of them look at their own record and find out that they were naughty?
Oh yeah. No, Wrench found out that he was recorded as naughty. It's like, this stupid thing. This one was pretty good, I think.
It was okay.
It was. We got some interesting
shakeups. The whole
shake-ups.
cake subplot.
The cake subplot was just.
It was weird.
It was weird, but it was just like.
I mean, it did play into the lesson, but it was. There had to be a better way to teach that one.
Honestly, it's one of those things where it was just like. So bizarrely out of place that I was just really entertained by it even existing as a subplot. Every now and again you have those where it's just like, okay, this does not make sense within the context of anything else going on, and it's kind of amazing for that reason. Like, let's face it, Chase suddenly being obsessed with making the perfect cake, and then losing his energem, and having to save the food critic. Also, they could say like, hey, Kendall, we should make a new combination. Oh, well, you know what? I've been working on that the whole time. Like,
so then why haven't we been trying it? What even happened here?
Also, I feel like the bad guys kind of overplayed their hand a bit in this episode, because it's like, okay, you demonstrated that you could steal the Rangers' Zords, and you wasted that new technology on fighting Heckle.
That's true.
You couldn't have just let Heckle fight the Rangers in his super powerful new monster, and then, whoever won, they could then steal the Zords, and...
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been...
Well, because the bad guys have never been very good at letting other people fight things out themselves. In fact, if anything, that was the one saving grace of Operation Overdrive, was that the Rangers at one point were kind of like, they're fighting each other. Let them.
No, actually, I don't think the Rangers were bright enough to do that. Although that did happen in an episode of Dino Charge, where it's like, hey, if you want to finish each other off, go at it. But yeah. Yeah, I felt like considering that they've been playing such a long game, I would have thought they would have been a little bit smarter on that front.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, 65 million years, that's a long game.
Yeah, because these guys have been hanging out on Earth since the time of the dinosaurs.
Well, the thing was that, Sledge, who was the bounty hunter,
yes,
he was lost in space for about 65 million years because, well, basically, he was a bounty hunter who wanted to steal the energems to get all the power of the universe, etc.
Also, he was an asteroid collector.
He was also an asteroid collector. So he had this big, bunch of asteroids that he dragged around the back of his ship. And then he managed to shoot down Keeper, who was the Sleestack-looking guy.
Yeah, the Sleestack. That's what
and Keeper was the keeper of the energems. Okay. And so what Keeper did was he laid a trap. The container of the energems, Fury comes and finds it for Sledge. He finds the container, I'll bring this back to Sledge. Brings it back to Sledge. Sledge opens it up. It's a bomb! And then it explodes. And so they heavily damaged the ship. So the ship was drifting in space for 65 million years. And all its asteroids then fell down to Earth and killed all the dinosaurs. So
the dinosaurs Keeper had just given the energems to for the dinosaurs.
Yeah. They kind of gloss over the fact that their mentor is kind of responsible for killing all the dinosaurs.
That's pretty big.
They really gloss over that. I don't think he's ever mentioned that to the Rangers.
I was going to say, everybody was up in arms over what Kay did, but nobody seems to care what Keeper did.
Yeah. Okay.
Apparently, if your mentor's name starts with the letter K, genocide is on the menu.
Yeah, a little bit. Because Dr. K was the Rangers' mentor in Power Rangers RPM, and it's Marissa's character in my web series.
The one in the lab coat.
Yes.
Not the one in the hoodie.
Yes. And
the
Dr.
one that
K
I'm saying is trying to do Charles Winchester III, but it's actually a Kiwi, so it comes out a little weird.
Yes. Amusingly, Marissa is pitching her voice up for that. Yeah. The actual actress is pitching her voice down to get there. She's got super high.
Whoa. She's a chirp
Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
She's adorable though.
But her character.
And she has a phobia of berries.
Her character was abducted as a child and placed into a government think tank, where they.
She's a child genius that was abducted. Think the Pretender.
So she was in an underground bunker from the ages of about 4.
And much like the Pretender, when she found out what was going on,
she tried to escape. And so she used a virus that they were having her develop, an intelligent virus. She was using it to overwhelm their servers to
their security system.
So she could escape. But then they found out, and so they interrupted her in the process, so she wasn't able to install the proper firewalls, and the virus ended up escaping and spreading throughout the world and basically wiping out humanity.
Yeah, it basically went Skynet.
So a lot of people, it's on the one hand, yes, she kind of destroyed the world, but you know what? She didn't mean to. And really, she was already.
If you figure she's 17 at the time of the show, then that means
she was probably 14.
She was 14.
She was 14 years old, and
because it was 3 years prior to the start of the show.
You know.
Which, by the way, takes place in sort of a Mad Max apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
It's alternate universe to most of the seasons.
It's my favorite. And it has a bunch of parental bonus material because it was supposed to be the last season of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And then it was repurchased by Saban and rebooted a year after that, so there was a gap year. But it was the last...
That was the last season that was produced by Disney when Disney stopped caring about the show, so they're like, okay, so Disney doesn't care what we're doing? We're going crazy!
There's a character who whistled The Farmer in the Dell, which was a direct lift from The Wire.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen The Wire.
I've heard of The Wire.
It's very good.
It whistled The Farmer in the Dell when it was stalking you to kill you.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then there was Corporals Hicks and Vasquez, who were named after the characters from Alien.
Yeah.
Oh, Alien, yes.
Yes, Hicks and Vasquez.
Yes.
It was very, very good season.
There was a lot of
and
there was a lot of just little things like that.
Season
I mean, they basically live in a domed city, but it first introduced to one of the Rangers, who's sort of the point of view character of the first episode, is driving around the desert in a car.
Yeah,
almost out of gas.
Yeah, he's basically Mad
Max.
Yes. He even looks a little bit like Mad Max.
And he really doesn't want to be a hero, much like Mad Max.
Yeah.
But in his particular case, it winds up being one of those you're in jail kind
Yeah.
of. Would you like to be would you like to work for the government, or would you like to go back to your cell?
Because he was also a cyborg, and so they weren't going to trust him just out and about.
Because it was the robot apocalypse.
Yeah, you don't generally trust most cyborgs during the robot apocalypse.
Yeah, you don't trust many people.
Yeah.
He was an amnesiac robot.
He was an amnesiac cyborg.
Who's like, I don't know where I got these parts.
Yeah.
I just want to, give me some gas and I'll keep driving.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm looking for my missing sister.
Except you didn't even know he had a sister at that time.
Power Rangers.
Missing sisters. It happens.
It's like Mulder.
Mulder
Scully.
Mulder, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although really the Andros Carone storyline, I think.
It was really more of a rehash of Andros and
It was.
That's Power Rangers in
Power
Space.
Rangers in Space, which is my favorite season.
Because much like in the Andros and Carone thing, of course, his sister winds up being found as the dragon to the big bad. She's the second in command to the enemy.
There was such good drama in Power Rangers in Space.
There's such good drama in Power Rangers RPM.
There was that too. Power Rangers. Well, here's the thing. Power Rangers in Space has the advantage of all the of fitting so well into the mythology of the show.
Because Power Rangers
RPM
in Space was still it was the last of the episodes that was in full continuity
with everything that came before. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, they started. Everything's still in the same continuity, but after that, they started cutting it off and changing the cast.
Yeah.
Every.
And RPM more than most because it was also alternate universe. RPM is probably the best full-on standalone series.
Yes, it is.
But Power Rangers in Space is great because it actually plays into the mythology of the rest of the franchise.
RPM is love it or hate it, because you either love it because it is so different than the rest of Power Rangers, or you hate it because it is so different than the rest of Power Rangers.
But
if you thought that really, was so different, you should
it really
see
captures
RPM.
the heart of the series in some points, so it really does. Especially like Ranger Blue. That was so good. Each of the...
Power Rangers got their own backstory episode.
Yeah, and the Blue Rangers was just a really nice one because it was his... the Black Ranger didn't get a backstory episode
because he's the amnesiac cyborg.
But the Blue Ranger, it was just... He had always wanted to be a hero since he was a kid, and every attempt had basically been like, "Oh, I'm going to be a fireman," and then he would get overzealous, and then he'd get fired. And so he was just always wanted to be a superhero, and this would always
something bad,
and he would always end up getting overzealous and get fired from his job. And then he found his calling as a Power Ranger.
He worked for the Peace Corps and wound up with half of the people in the village that he was working with dressed up like William Wallace.
There was a whole Braveheart reference there that involved organic.
That's why I said William Wallace.
It involved organic tennis rackets.
Yeah,
that was.
It's weird.
Sounds weird.
Yes, Power Rangers is an entertainingly weird show.
Of course, we're all rehashing everything to our audience, though, right?
Yes, all of them. But they enjoy
they do get
being
out of some of it.
Geeking out over things. So what are your thoughts on?
I mean, yeah, it's been a long time since you've seen Power Rangers.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just so different.
Yeah.
It's.
Well, you
the graphics.
Yeah.
That's true. It was all practical back then.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and it's also the speed of it. Like it just seems like everything's mock.
Oh yeah, everything's. Oh, that's true. The pacing of the show was much slower back then.
Yeah.
Because I assume you saw the original Mighty Morphin, and that was the extent of it.
Yeah.
Billy, Kimberly, Tracy.
Yeah, you look back at like some of those episodes. Very little happened over the course of 20 minutes. Sometimes, like.
Is it 20? Like, is it 22?
Yeah. Although actually, I think it was even had even more ads back then.
Plus, they also had to have that after-school bit at the end. Because they used to have
that wasn't actually always at the end. Those would be at commercials, but they weren't part of the episodes themselves.
Right. What I'm saying is they needed extra space for them because they weren't part of the episode.
Yeah, fair enough.
So the episode ran a little shorter because there was.
So you can put that in.
Because and although I don't think they did that for every.
We don't always solve our problems by fighting. Fighting is a last resort.
It's kind of sad. That
we should talk about our
anymore.
Differences first.
Because really, like.
Don't be like Bulk and Skull. They're bullies. Do you want to be like Bulk and Skull? Picture of Bulk and Skull on the floor covered in pie or something.
I think I covered.
Don't be a bully.
Pie. Power Rangers loves covering people in pie.
And cake.
And cake.
And cake.
And pavlova pie cake souffle.
That's where she was going
yes.
with cake.
Was that technically a cake or a pie or a souffle?
I don't know what.
Why was it exploding?
I'll tell you what it was. It was a pile of Cool Whip.
Just like Grandma used to make. Just like G-Ma Betty used to make. I want to see more G-Ma Betty.
Yeah, that's Kendall's grandma.
Kendall's grandmother showed up in the last episode, and she was just like so relaxed about it. It's like, oh yeah.
G-Ma Betty, we need a lens to fight a monster.
Oh, here you go. Pop it out of her glasses. Oh, there you go. Oh, look, everyone's back to normal. I'm gonna go fix a light bulb.
G-Ma Betty was just so blasé about the fact that everybody was like, oh yeah, you're Power Rangers, cool.
She didn't know they were Power Rangers, but I feel like she kind of knew they were Power Rangers.
That's what I'm saying.
She was unfazed by the fact that everyone around her was clearly under a spell that made them all party like it was vacation all the time. And she just was completely unaffected by this.
Because she didn't go outside. She was busy.
And then
you had to be touched by sunlight.
And then she cured everybody and was also, again, clearly unfazed by all this. It's like there was you just helped your granddaughter build a laser that changed everybody's personas. You seemed oddly unfazed with this. I'm seeing now where Kendall gets some of her stuff. Because, Kendall makes really weird things in that lab of hers. Like, you saw the Dino chargers? Mm-hmm. Yep. So those are the different things they'll plug into their morphers to activate various weapons and stuff. That's why they can summon their Zords with them.
Ah, there we go.
One time Kendall made a Cupid charger to make monsters fall in love with whatever the first thing is that they see.
Unfortunately, I got fired off on the Kiwi, and then everybody ducked behind a table, and he saw himself in the mirror and became completely narcissistic.
But he was already that way, so it didn't matter.
Which is like that old story.
Yeah.
Just the story of Narcissus.
No, yeah, Narcissus.
Yes, Narcissus. Thank you.
You know literature.
And also reminds me of Midsummer Night's Dream. Is that the right one?
A little bit, yeah.
It's kind of sort of.
Oh yeah.
Put this in
Bottom.
Yeah. Bottom, yes.
Bottom in the donkey's head.
Yes.
Good times.
Nick Bottom is an ass.
I count that.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay. When we find the swear jar, I'll put a quarter in.
Yeah, we still haven't unpacked
I don't quarter
it yet.
the swear jar.
We still don't know where that swear jar is. I don't know where many things are.
I'm working on the unpacking.
I've got 3 boxes of Megazords underneath the desk in my office. We just got things everywhere. I haven't been able to do any editing.
Yeah, it's like you guys are asking when he's going to finish editing. We haven't finished unpacking. He's been putting editing ahead of unpacking, so consider.
I have put editing ahead of unpacking, and I still haven't found time for editing yet, because I have to put grading ahead of editing.
And you just had 3 tests.
And I had to put. Yes, I did just...
Which you had to make first.
I had to make it... Yeah, I had the test on Friday, test on Monday, test today, because today is Tuesday. Oh my god.
Tuesday, October 25th.
Yes, in case you guys were wondering when we recorded this, because it just got posted to the website 2 days ago, and you were busy, and then I had to do study hall. And this is my night off. Tuesday night's my night off.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Tuesday night's when you come by to visit, which is cool.
Yeah, Tuesday night we have another teacher who watches our dorm during study hall.
Yeah.
Which usually Jake has to spend 2 hours with students every night helping them with their homework. So it's like, parenting.
In addition to eating with them
and on a completely random note,
teaching them.
I told Hunter that I would plug his Instagram on the website, because he's like, okay. Mr. Brody, will you plug my Instagram? I'm like, yeah, sure, I don't care.
Really?
So what's Hunter's Instagram?
So
plug
funny.
it.
Here's the thing. He said he was gonna give me the username, and then he didn't.
That's Hunter's Instagram. We don't know the name.
I think it's
plug completed.
I think it's Hunter 18 something like that. I'm not sure.
Well, whoever Hunter 18 is, I'm sure they appreciate.
We just plugged it.
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be the most popular video as far as among our students. Once they find out that you guest starred on this, they're going to freak out.
Miss Peggy's on the video.
Yeah.
I'm on Snapchat.
You are on Snapchat. That is true.
Jake's not on Snapchat.
I feel like I can't on principle. I mean,
we talked about this before.
I have figured out how to
there was so much Snapchat going on with the phones.
Directly into text message, so now I
yeah.
can Snapchat at him even though he won't Snapchat back because I figured out how to export from Snapchat straight into text message.
Yeah, so you send me pictures of you with like the fish and dragon faces and
Oh
things.
yeah, the funny faces.
That's really the whole point of Snapchat as far
as I'm concerned, the whole point of Snapchat is to like I used the filter the other day that makes me look like a goth dog. Because usually it makes you look like a regular dog, but now there's a little pumpkin picture on it that you can poke,
man.
and it turns to Halloween, and then you're a goth dog. So like it makes things, it gives you dark eyeshadow, and the tint gets turned from kind of brightened to kind of darkened, and instead of being a brown dog, it's a black dog with like punk spikes and white spots on its ears that look like skulls.
Ooh.
By the way, in case you haven't gathered, generally speaking, about half of these videos are actually watching Power Rangers, and half of them are getting them caught up on what we've been up to since last watching Power Rangers and discussing other various tangents. We tangent a lot, in case you haven't.
Yeah, see there I am, a punk dog.
The tongue is
that's
spectacular.
the kicker
Punk
there.
dog!
That is really...
I feel like we've probably reached near the end of our
I think we have
discussion
reached near the end of our discussion points.
I think once you bring out the punk dog Snapchat, I think that's
probably...
Yeah, we're probably... Alright.
I will say, I'm excited for the new villains.
Yep. And unless we get cable soon, we are going to have to wait a full another week for the next thing, so...
Yeah. It was the episode was funny in its randomness of the subplot, which will not make sense to me.
Ever.
Because why would a food critic go to a museum to...
Cafeteria.
It's a museum.
And why would it be so critical for a food critic to of that type, the hoity-toity designer bag type?
And why?
Like it's not like the burger guy who goes around the country eating
Why are they
burgers
going
at
there
weird
for
rest
cake?
stops.
Why are they going there for cake?
Yeah, the Dino Bite Cafe's specialty is a burger joint.
They don't serve
That's why I was
cake.
saying, why is the Burger Man not there? Like the one that goes to like road truck stops and eats burgers.
I don't know.
That's
what's
the guy who
happening
should
there.
have been there.
And why'd the villains waste? They didn't even go after the Power Rangers at all.
Nope, they were busy I think what they wanted to do was...
The Power Rangers were almost an afterthought to that whole plot.
And take back over the entire army.
Yeah, that seemed to be the big thing.
So now they'll go after the Rangers next
I
week
feel like they probably...
they
had pretty poor timing on that, though, by virtue of choosing it just when he got the Fortress Zord monster thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't quite
maybe they have the
work
Fortress Zord monster now.
Well, it's been blown up now.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have, if they had been like a little bit sooner, or
Zords have lost battles before and come back, but they're usually the good guys with Zords.
True.
So maybe they have Zord repair too.
Yeah, if they had just been a little bit off on their, if they'd showed up like the day before, they would have easily been able to take out Heckle without having to go through the whole Zord business, and then, although I guess first they had to convince the Rangers that they had to get the
That's
doors.
the heat.
That's what that is. Like, it's sounding like the door cracking open.
Yeah, it does sound like that.
It's the pipes. It's the pipes of the...
Maybe?
No, it
I'm not
is.
sure.
Yeah, that
you can hear
okay,
it.
Okay, yeah, there.
It's the pipes of the heat in our new apartment. We have the water pipe floor radiator.
But yeah, I
so
mostly...
you can touch it and not get burned.
I love that.
That's nice.
I love that
and
Lord
Arcanon...
I love that Lord Arcanon is the guy who hired Sledge.
Yeah, that's...
I feel like that's an excellent backstory opportunity.
Way back in the day, you were the worst bounty hunter ever.
Yeah, because we kept saying...
Why have you never turned in...
You never turned in any of your bounties. When are you going to do that?
You're just collecting them. You're not a bounty hunter. You're just
bounty collector.
And it's like...
But you don't have them.
This is the guy who you were working for the whole time. And he actually is still around.
And he's wondering where all his prisoners are.
Because I've been thinking... Because we keep saying... Oh yeah, like you're really going to collect your bounty 65 million years later. You completely lost that opportunity. But no, the guy's still around and he wants his bounties back. That's fantastic. That just kind of justified what seemed really stupid up until this point.
Yeah.
Because that's the way their time scales work, apparently. Alright. Well, let's,
Hey, you know what?
What?
Maybe if you had 65 million years to get your grades and your unpack.
That'd be perfect. So I actually was saying the other day, oh, I'd love to direct a spring play just as long as I can get in my grade set the 4th of July. Alright.
You'd have to ask for that.
Alright.
Yeah, I would not get that. I would not get that extension. Alright, so we should probably wrap it up now. This is probably roughly at least an hour.
At least.
Anyway, so until next time.
Until next time.
Farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you. What, Miss Peggy, would you like some exploding cake?